the idea is white people are very fragile. It's meant to insult and incite an emotional response to make you angry, thus eliciting a reaction that you can use to justify what you're saying to others. So an example of a scenario. Let's say you accuse Phil of being racist because he's white and therefore. Phil then says, that's not fair because you immediately interrupt and say, you are fragile, which is an insult to anybody, right? But here's what happens. The average person gets offended by being called fragile, and then you turn to everyone and say, see, look how angry he's getting. He's irrational.
It's narcissistic personality disorder behavior 101.
Well, but actually what they're writing about white fragility is psychological manipulation 101.
But what's going on? Sucks for Kenny here today. We're reacting to a video. Not reacting to a video. This is going to be just me talking off the cuff about white fragility. White fragility to me is a myth. Like, this is a false concept, bro. I don't care. Look.
How dare you?
All these critical race theorists, they want to look at it. This is why my main issue with identity politics. They try to look everything through a lens of immutable traits that you have no control over whatsoever in your life. And the reason why white fragility doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Is that essentially you're not you can't be consistent. Essentially, you're being racist towards a white person because they're not black. So if a black person is complaining about, oh, the white man's on my neck, systematic racism, and a white person looked at you and said, oh, your black fragility is showing, you guys would not take that. Y'all have been like, bruh, what you talking about? Racism exists, and it does. But how's that a problem in your life? Right? And you get mad about that. But then on the other side, you want to criticize a white person when they're saying, when you call them a racist and they're defending themselves and you say, oh, white fragility, you should be able to take it. And it's a manipulation tactic. And the guy sums it up perfectly in Tim's video with this clip right here.
The kinds of minds that conjure this kind of double speak, and this is actually abuse.
It's abuse.
If you were in a relationship with a partner, and they were like, I don't like that you said this way, and you interjected and said you're being fragile, you're abusing them because you're making a statement and you're intentionally causing emotional distress, and then you're not allowing them to respond, and then when they do respond, you're taking their response as an act of aggression, and therefore you're abusing them emotionally.
Hey, whoever that guy is, I need to know who he is because I need to follow that guy. That man was spitting, and that's exactly what it is. It's a manipulation tactic. It's almost a form of abuse at this point. And a lot of these concepts that they teach us, like critical race theory teaches us, because that's where white fragility, all these terms come from. It comes from white privilege, white fragility, all that comes from CRT. And the fact that the Proud Family is pushing all these ideas try to teach these ideas into our kids, bro, is indoctrination. There's no way around it. You cannot claim that this is education in no way possible. CRT teaches you that based on your race, you're either powerful or powerless, which is cap. That's a lie. How LeBron James is so successful. LeBron James got more privilege in this country than most people in America, let alone black people and white people, bruh. But I'm supposed to expect that LeBron James is just as oppressed, as an average black man on the street making $33K a year? Nope. Get out of here. If LeBron James get pulled over by the police, they're gonna be like, oh, LeBron James, can I get an autograph? They'll probably let him go. Once they trade in a autograph, you can make the argument that maybe America is a class-based system, sure, but that's why we have capitalism. You have the ability to move throughout the class bracket, the tax brackets, if you're talented enough, hardworking enough, if you seize the right opportunities, aka you get lucky, right? Luck is just opportunity meaning preparation, right? But if you don't prepare for those opportunities to come, you're going to squander it. In the 1970s, there was a study that came out, and I got this from Larry Elder, where they said that majority of the black kids around that era believed that racism was an issue in America. But these same people said that failure to take opportunity was the number one signifier of failure in America today, in that time. So essentially, it has nothing to do with your identity. It has everything to do to your personal decision making, right? If you're on the basketball team and you don't decide to show up for practice, can you get mad when the coach bench you? Nope. You can't, because there's a consequence of your action. Hey, you don't show up, I can't trust you to show up to the game. If you can't show up to practice, how can I be confident that you're going to show up to the game? Bro, you can't. And the same thing here. If you squander an opportunity, if you do something counterproductive and you expect, oh, people should just let me play, like I shouldn't be held to the same standard as someone else. And that's what is this critical race theory stuff is doing. It's dividing people based on their race and then having different expectations from one person to the other. You're trying to divide the country. This is why I said like affirmative action, all this race-based stuff is so divisive, because to uplift one, you're giving them a positive discrimination. That's how I like to frame it. And you give another side negative discrimination, right? Asians going into college, they predominantly are overrepresented in college, right? You come in as a black person, you're taking a spot from them, even though like score wise, you don't compete. Sorry, bruh. That's the reality of the situation. Asians have a higher SAT score, ACT score, ACT, SAT. But statistically, most black people can't compete with them. And if you do get in, you have to be, there has to be parity there. But no, in affirmative action, they're trying to do in these colleges, they artificially lower the standards for you. Okay, you're good enough, even though you have a high score compared to if you go into another college, but you going to Yale, MIT, your score is like, yo, you're lower than the average that we get. But you're a black student, we'll give you preferential treatment so you can get in for diversity and inclusion. Bruh. And then there's studies that coming out that putting kids that go through Yale, Harvard, through like the affirmative action style type of admissions, they tend to fail through. They tend to have a higher dropout rate than average compared to if they went to another college that was more suitable to their level. And they theorized that this is mostly due to the fact that you're getting set up in an environment where you cannot properly handle the workload because you don't actually have the education level based on merit to actually handle it, right? It's like you playing for the NBA when you never played basketball a day in your life. You're on your way out. But we need diversity. We need women to play in men's sports. So they draft you as the female diversity hire, and then you're doing the practice, the workouts, and the training. You can't keep up because you wouldn't have gotten there on your own merit, but you only got there because of preferable treatment. And this is what I'm trying, like a lot of people that's against CRT or affirmative action are trying to say, is that affirmative action set up a lot of minorities to fail because they weren't, like, based on their skill level or based on their results alone, they would not have gotten the opportunities they have today. So is this an argument for, hey, do black people have privilege in America? That's a question we need to ask. Do we? And I don't want to hear no,
how dare you?
Entertain my argument. Do black people have privilege in this country? But yeah, but this CRT, these racial concepts, they're baffling to me, right? Just like if you told me, but there was a study out there that they used to do in the past. It got debunked a long time ago, but there was a study where they think that black people was just genetically lower IQ than white people. It was like a genetic determinism, right? And later studies found out where they compared two black kids, one born in America, one born in Germany after World War II. And they found that the black kids that was born on Germany were competing at the same level as the Germany kids. But for some reason, the black people in Black America were performing lower IQ than the black kids in Germany, raised abroad. So they concluded that there's something in Black American culture. I think this is Thomas Sowell's study, actually. Thomas Sowell made this point. There's something about Black American culture that incentivizes black kids to have lower IQs, right? And I chalk it up to, you guys, like, black parents don't really invest that much in education. Your black kids don't really get tutoring in an early age like other groups of people do, right? Asian people put their kids in tutoring like at 3 years old. Bro, come on. Bruh. Is it any no wonder they're so smart, right? There's stats out there that Asian people do more homework. They do more extracurricular activities in regards to mathematics, science. There's a low participation rate with those with black kids, right? And a coach always used to tell me, and I probably ended off with this, is that if you only practice during practice, you're only going to be as good as the average player. But the best players, they practice before team practice, during team practice, and they practice after team practice. And pretty much he was trying to make the point that whoever invests the most time in a particular activity, subject, whatever it may be, they'll create their own advantage compared to a kid that only comes when what is required. if you spend more time doing something, it makes sense that you become more proficient at it. Practice makes perfect. That's the concept of the story I was trying to analogy there, right? And I'm gonna get a bunch of
How dare you?
but that's the facts. Look at black culture. Black culture incentivizes you. Be an actor, be a rapper, be an athlete, right? And a lot of our kids in the community gravitate toward that stuff. But that's a low probability outcome. While in other communities, they teach their kids, hey, you got to be engineer, doctor, lawyer, whatever, and that's what y'all shoot for. Which options is high probability? I'm gonna be a lawyer one day, or I'm gonna be an NBA player one day. And then if you average out, you put the statistics in. If most black men are going for this, and most other groups of men are going for this, who on average will succeed more? The white people, the other people, the all non-blacks, because they're going for high probability positions where there's more abundance of that position. While in rapping and being an athlete, only a small portion of the population can actually be athletes. Bruh. And this is what I'm saying. It's based on decisions that a lot of these things happen in our country. These racial disparities is all boiled down to choice. That's my argument. But hey, you can agree or disagree. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I really would like to hear them. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.